Hi, and welcome to the Feel Good Always podcast. I'm Becky Bradley, and this is real stories of love, connection, and remembering who we are. So, if you're new here, this is a space for anyone who is moving through grief, awakening, really just sensing that there's far more to life than what we've ever known. We are moving into a collective awakening, and I think a lot of people are waking up. And if you found me, I don't believe it's by accident. So today, what I'm going to be doing is sharing some channeled wisdom from the angels. My daughter, Keira Bradley, she died at 15 years old, and since then, she's been channeling wisdom to me. Really through just hearing her, through signs out in the world, through a multitude of multidimensional connection, because really separation is illusion, and we do all have this ability to do this. I have been able to channel word for word what I'm going to share for you today. The way that I do it is I have a pendulum. It spells it out on a letterboard. Her energy connects with mine. Our vibrations meet, and it spells it out letter for letter. And so I'm sharing those. I've been doing that for a while here on the podcast. And I share these messages because they're not just for me. They're for anyone who feels the veil thinning, anyone that's noticing the signs. They're really a frequency. Just listening to this podcast, even just having these words in your phone are an activation. So if you're someone that is craving connection and guidance from someone who has walked through unimaginable suffering, unimaginable grief, and found a deeper way to live, here you'll find that channeled wisdom, the lived experience that I've had, and the practices that help me transform my suffering into a never-ending connection, really embodied here on earth. So like I said, if you're here, I believe that you're meant to be here. So this channeling I did on December 15th, 2025. Keira's transition date is December 16th, 2023. So this was almost 2 years. I knew that I was supposed to do this. And so this sharing came through with a lot of clarity. And I offer you to listen to this with your own discernment. You will hear what you need to hear. I will give you my interpretation. But like anything out in the world, we listen to ourselves. We use our discernment. There is not a guru. There's not someone with all of the answers. We find the answers through pieces of our lives. And so even this, you may hear something that resonates and you may hear something that doesn't, but listen to yourselves, okay? You're going to hear stuff about high vibration, about art being a carrier of wisdom, about staying calm in the chaos, and really this constant, consistent invitation to start now. So you don't have to understand everything that I share here, but it's really just coming through as a frequency. And so I'm going to go ahead and start. I will read one stanza and then go line by line. So she starts off by saying, "Hi, Mom," and then 000, bam. Call high vibration, feed high vibration, art feeds high vibration. So line by line, we will talk about this opening. It's activational. She always starts off by saying, "Hi, Mom." I do want to let you guys all know that it does come through as Keira, but I do believe this is a multitude of souls. She's told me that before. It is a massive energy coming through to share this wisdom. So, "Hi, Mom," and then the 000, that's, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I keep seeing it everywhere out in the world, those 3000. And it can mean something for you. It's an opening, it's a beginning. She names art immediately as something that carries wisdom. The night before I did this channeling, art really caught my eye. So it's a theme that's coming in. The next thing that she says, "Dear Rare One, we are just UTs. Bam. UTs feed rare high vibration. Bam. Feed what feeds." So Rare One refers to frequency, not hierarchy, not that, and we are better. It has nothing to do with that. I believe that the rareness, I know what I experience is rare for now. And as we collectively wake up, there's more and more of us coming together. I just always want to remind you that this doesn't mean we're better. There is no hierarchy in this oneness. We are all one. It's just some of us are waking up sooner. So Rare one. UTs are here. Remember, I think if you've listened before, it means ultra terrestrials. And so it's really just saying that UTs are presented as supportive intelligence. They're not authority. They're feeding us and we are feeding them. And what we give our attention to grows. That's why it says high vibration feeds high vibration. So then she goes on to say we are just UTs. UTs is ultra terrestrials. Really, that there is not a hierarchy with them. We are feeding them. They are feeding us. They are helping us. Then she goes on to say, BAM. BAM is breaking apart the matrix. And I've talked about that before. We're breaking out of this illusion of separation, this illusion that things are supposed to be a certain way. We are opening up to more. UTs feed rare high vibration. BAM. Feed what feeds. So we feed what feeds us. So we will put it out in the world and then it comes back to us. The next thing she says is go care. High UTs ask you to start giving quest your all. So she's telling us to go with care, to go carefully, to go share this wisdom with others, to go out into the world, to spread this calm. And they're asking us to give it our all. The next question I ask, what does it look like to start giving this quest my all? What kinds of things? Keira answers and says, destiny takes seeing. Stay feel good always. Put fears. So what she's saying is that we have to continue to see, that our destiny will have us see, and that we need to stay feeling good always. And that is through putting our fears away. They're actually not real. The next thing she says is high open art. Give calm. Use vacating fear. Use feel good always. Use art. So again, she's referring to this art as something that we need to use. The calm. That's what I'm doing here. I am spreading calm. There's a lot of chaos going on in the world, in my own individual world, and I can stay calm. Use vacating fear. Remove the fear. There is no fear. It is not real. I understand that I can feel fear in the body, but she continues to ask to remove the fear. Use feeling good. Use that frequency of feel good always. And then again, use art. I invite you, if you're listening, what does the use art mean to you? I feel like you guys are going to help me understand and see this. More is going to be revealed about why she is now bringing in art. The next thing she says, use dear, rare, open. Can feed trust. High vibration art feeds great awakening. Feed. Stay all high vibrating. She goes on to say, art feeds wisdom, dear open calm, dear rare one, feed you with high UTs. So again, she's referring to being a rare one, and opening up. What we're doing is we're opening up this level of consciousness. We're spreading it to each other. We feed each other. And that, can we trust? Can you feed trust? So are we, by sharing this, even when other people might say that we are crazy, other people might not understand what we are talking about, can we trust that when we feed this to other people, that we can stand in our truth, that this is as real as anything has ever been, this real massive awakening. And she again talks about that high vibration art, and that it's feeding that great awakening and asking us to stay high vibrating. And a couple episodes ago, I talked about high vibrating feeds high vibrating, and that we choose the energy that we are around, and that we keep trying to stay in that high vibration. Art feeds wisdom. So there's more coming about art and how it's going to show us, whether that's dancing, whether that's looking at art, whether that's writing. What does that look like to you? It could be creating a garden, that we listen and we let whatever needs to come through, that this art is a high vibration. It could be a movie also. Dear rare one, feed you with high UTs. So they're just saying that ultra terrestrials, these intradimensional beings, they are helping us. They are feeding us energy. She goes on to say, feed you vacating, feed high stars, feed rare, put faith, establish calm. So they are feeding us vacating. And I want to tell you, sometimes vacating can look like something really hard coming into our lives. Vacating does not mean that we are dying, but vacating can mean taking something away, and that can be hard. My most amount of awakening was when my daughter died, and really vacating the parts of myself that really weren't Becky, things that I belief systems. You'll know what that is for you. Feeding high stars, that this information is coming from a much higher place, that we are feeding each other, that this is beautiful star wisdom, that this is rare, that we need to put our faith in what is happening, even though it can be unsettling, what's happening in the body, what's happening around us, that we can establish this calm. The next thing she says is vibration keeps rising. You are doing it. High UTs are feeding you. High vibration carries high UTs and carries high feel good always. So yeah, I know it. I feel it. The vibration is rising. I experience so many signs and so many connections that I can hold in my body now and not feel as excited about it. It's not that I'm not excited, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening, because as our vibration rises, as we move into these higher levels, we can hold more light. It's less hard on the nervous system, and it's more integrated into our bodies, that we understand that this is the way things are now. So she tells again that the ultra terrestrials are feeding us, that this high vibrating, this vibration carries this information from the high UTs, and it carries feel good always. And when I asked her, is there anything else you want me to know today? She says, read high vibrating texts. And what she's saying is read those spiritual texts that call to me. I have multiple ones that I read. They always are telling me the same thing that I'm hearing out in the collective. So you will know what that is for you, what texts are high vibrating, that carry this frequency, this wisdom. Wherever you are at, ask for those things to come into you. She says stars are feeding, stars are using high wisdom. So again, those stars are feeding us, and they're feeding us this high wisdom. And I did ask her then, is there anything that you want to say about your 2-year transition day? Because that was coming up the next day. And on the eve of my daughter's 2 years, what she said to me was, you can feel good always, rare. And then she said, start now, bam, start now. So what she's saying is, even on the day that most people would be sad in their bodies, remembering that she is reminding me that my peace is possible, that I can feel good always, even if it is rare. And that is what ended up happening, thank you. And it would have been okay if I wasn't feeling good, but I did feel very good all day. I'm sure she helped me feel that energy. And she reminded me to start now. We can always start now, over and over and over again. And that BAM again, which is breaking apart the matrix. We are all part of this beautiful matrix, this divine matrix. But just to remember that we are breaking out of the matrix that of illusion, that things need to be a certain way, of belief systems. I mean, I know that has happened for me. So thank you for listening to this transmission. I hope you heard something that you needed to hear today. I appreciate being able to share this with you. And when you provide me with feedback of how it helps you, and I get a lot of information when I share these, because other people feedback what it means to them, and then more meaning comes to me. Thanks again. If you haven't followed the podcast, please do that, and write a review if you haven't done that either. That would be amazing. I love you all, and next week we will be starting back up with interviews. I hope you're enjoying this time. As always, feel good always.